Stephanie here with Lunaea Soul Crafts. Thank you for joining me today on this new moon in Taurus for our do-it-yourself craft number 2. And this do-it-yourself craft this month is our Lunaroma necklaces kit. And this kit and the Lunaroma necklaces themselves are used as an essential oil diffuser. So if you see, I'm actually wearing one right now. It's one of the more simplistic ones, and using the hemp cord and the silver clay that you can order. You have a choice between a tranquility clay and a silver clay. So this is a silver clay one, and the Lunaroma necklaces are great because if you have a favorite essential oil that you like to use, just make this, out of the kit, of course, and then take your essential oil, put a couple of drops on it, rub it into the moon, and then you have an aromatherapeutic scent that you can carry with you all day long. For me, I have to switch mine out and put another drop on it, say every 3 to 4 hours, but my smell preferences are a little different, as everyone's will be. So that is our kit today, and then you also will have the option of creating smaller ones that come with a suede cord in either a blue or a purple. All the charms and beads vary, so you will have something a little different in your kit depending on what I have available. But these are fun. You can kind of just really create your own and really kind of get creative with this. So the new moon in Taurus that we're in today, and why I kind of picked this craft too, is the new moon in Taurus is a time where I like to call it the moon in Taurus, the sensual moon. And Taurus loves kind of those earthly creature comforts and kind of really nurturing the self and really taking that time to just kind of have a peaceful, calm, and stable day. And what a great energy to work with, especially on the new moon, and especially whenever, you want to manifest the things you'd like to create for this new moon cycle. But you're doing some kind of like a calm, more peaceful, but still very creative manner. And with this craft for the Lunaroma necklaces, what better way to nurture yourself for the new moon in Taurus? And just kind of being able to carry kind of something that you made, something that's handmade by you, that you've added your own creative thoughts and love into, that you weaved your creative intentions and soul crafting into, that makes it kind of when I say sensual, I don't mean you can be sensual if you'd like on the new moon in Taurus, but it's just kind of a nice, comfortable, creative, kind of luxurious energy. So why not make these necklaces and then have your favorite essential oil to have on you all day? So that is the energy of the new moon in Taurus that we're working with. And of course, with the new moon, you always want to think about new intentions that you want to set, vision seeds that you want to plant, or maybe new habits that you want to instill within yourself, or new things that you want to do. This is the time, and it's a perfect energy for it. So that's a new moon in Taurus. So let's just dive into the kit, and we'll go ahead and just check to make sure we have everything in it. So go ahead and grab your kit and then meet me back here in just a minute so we can look through and make sure we've got everything. Okay, so depending on if you've bought your kit from me in person, yours probably came in this bag. If not, yours came in a flat rate envelope, but all of the items within are the same thing. So the items that you will have in your kit will include, of course, a sheet thanking you for your support, but it'll be a sheet that will tell you all about the Lunaroma necklaces, and then also letting you know any info that you need to reference during it, if you need to reference info outside of the online tutorial. So you have that, and then you will also have one flexible push mold from Sculpey. You'll also have a bundle of hemp cord, And then you will also have a bundle of suede cord that you will either have chosen from a blue color or a purple color. And then you will also have a Sculpey clay, 1 block of Sculpey clay that you will either have chosen the Tranquility color or the silver color. And then you will also have a Ziploc bag that will contain all 16 beads and 2 charms. So whenever you open up your bag, you just want to make sure that you have everything contained in there. So all 16 beads and then 2 charms. If any case that you are missing anything from your kit, please just shoot me a quick email, Facebook message, whichever is more convenient for you, and just let me know, and then I'll ship it out free of charge, so no worries. And then the last thing you also have is a straw. So these are all the items that will be contained within your kit, and the items that you will need on your own, or the tools that you will need on your own in order to do this craft, will be an oven, and then your favorite essential oil that you would like to use after you've created your Lunaroma necklaces, and then also a sheet of either aluminum foil or a baking sheet, because we're going to have to pop our clay molds into the oven for a few minutes. So once you've got everything you need and everything's laid out and all set, feel free to meet me back actually in our kitchen, because we've got to preheat our ovens. Hi everyone, and welcome to my kitchen. I hope that as you're watching this that you are in your kitchen too, or wherever it is that you have an oven, because for our Lunaroma necklaces craft we're going to need to be able to harden our molds in the oven so that we can actually use them. So if you're here in your kitchen, you just want to go ahead and heat your oven to 275 degrees. And what you're also going to need is just either like a piece of foil or just a baking sheet like I have here. You don't need too much because the pendants are small enough that you could fit them on a sheet as small as this. And so you just want to have that ready on your baking tray or whatever it is that you want to use. But preheat your oven, because we're going to be popping these in the oven for about 15 minutes to harden. So now that you've got your oven preheated, your baking sheet or aluminum foil all laid out, let's go back to the craft table and let's go make these necklaces. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive in to making our molds. And actually, whenever we were in my kitchen, that baking sheet or piece of foil that you have, you can feel free to just bring it over here to your craft table, because we can just carry it over to the oven. So if you need to go grab that piece of foil or baking sheet that you had, go ahead and grab that real quick, because we can just have it here on the craft table. Makes it a lot more simpler. So whenever you've got everything laid out, you've got your mold, hemp cord, suede cord, clay, beads, 2 charms, straw, and your foil and or baking sheet, just go ahead and open up your flexible push mold that you have here. Just go ahead and take it out of the packaging. Just kind of make sure that there's no kind of weird little factory debris inside of the mold. Just kind of double check it. So go ahead and open that, and then also open your Sculpey clay here. Now this clay, when it first comes out of the package, it is very hard. And your task, my friends, is you have to knead the clay. And so use your arm power here and your hand power, but slowly you're just going to want to knead the clay, kind of get it into a ball. Once you're done kneading your clay, take a look at the molds here, see which one you want to do. And in the photos that you see from my kit, I have used this circular large mold here, and then this circular. So once you've kneaded your mold, go ahead, we're going to work with the bigger circular mold right here. We're going to make one for that. So go ahead and feel free to tear a piece off. Just kind of judge by looking at the mold how much you'll need. And whenever I roll it into a ball, if it measures from top to bottom about 1 inch, then that's what I want to put in my big mold. And then once you've got that, you're going to want to go ahead and press the ball into the mold here. So use, I'd say, maybe the palm of your hand to make it easier, just to get it to stick. And then start using your fingertips to kind of fill out the edges there and press the clay out towards the edges. So just get it to where it just fits perfectly in the mold. If you have to re-roll and refit it back in, that's okay. This is relaxed, no biggie. But just go ahead and press into the mold there. And make sure you press enough to where you know that the clay is going to make, obviously, that imprint in the mold. So once you've got that ready, then kind of start just to smooth out the back with your fingertip. Or even if you want, take the straw. So once you've got that ready, your mold is in, everything's pressed down, and the back is smoothed out. You want to go ahead and put your fingertips towards the back part of the mold that has the clay in it. Put your fingertips in towards the back and just start rubbing the back of the mold here, because you're trying to work the clay out of the mold. You feel comfortable, even look at the sides just to make sure. Press it up just to see, and then pop it out. And you have got your beautiful Lunaroma pendant mold. And so once you've got one of those, set your mold aside, and then just go ahead and lay down your pendant. And what you're going to need right now is your straw. And with the straw, we're going to go ahead and want to press through, I'd say, the top part right here, between, say it with her third eye. We're going to create a straw hole. Slowly kind of wiggle it through, and then push the straw through very slowly, because we don't want to completely, break open that and damage the hole. So once you have that straw pushed through, you should have a nice clean hole on your pendant. And just go ahead and kind of smooth out any edges, or smooth out the back if you want with your fingertips. Do whatever you like to make it look nice for you. And so when you're done, just go ahead and set that aside. And we're actually going to make one more, but with the smaller circular mold right here. And so let's just take another chunk of clay. This one will ideally want to be a 1/2 inch from top to bottom. So this one I like. This is probably a little over a 1/2 inch, but I'm going to try to put it in the mold just to see if that works. Let's go ahead and take our clay and then our medium circular mold here, and then let's just press the clay into it, and then just start pressing with your thumb to fill out the edges here. And so once you have that fit into there, go ahead and take your straw or your fingertips and just kind of smooth it out as much as you want. Just very delicate. Again, same thing like we did with the bigger mold. Just go ahead and take your fingertips and start rubbing the back of the mold here. Just try to work and then flip it over. And it should pop out. There we go. And so there you've got your second pendant. Feel free to smooth out the edges here now that it's out. And then have your clay mold, your finished clay mold down here. Take a straw once more. Go ahead and take the previous clay out, or just push it further in. It doesn't matter. It's all the same thing, and it'll come out either way. But anyways, take your straw, and you're going to go ahead and also start pushing the straw slowly into her third eye here. Slowly push the straw out of your moon here. Whoop. And set that aside. And so here, just go ahead and smooth out your final edges once more. And then once you are done, just go ahead and set that on the baking sheet. And with these pendants, you can see obviously you have a lot of clay to work with. So you can make as many pendants as you want. And for me, out of this block of clay, I got 2 of the big moon pendants, and then 4 of these medium ones, and it was great. I gave half of them away as gifts, so it was actually pretty cool. So you have a lot to work with this clay. However, I'm just going to show you 2 today. So just go ahead and take your aluminum foil. Your oven should already be preheated, and just go ahead and pop it in the oven. It should be at 275 degrees, and you'll want to go ahead and bake it for a good 15 minutes. Once you have put your moon pendants to the oven at 275 degrees for 15 minutes, your pendants, after they've cooled off, should be pretty hard and able to pretty much have us wear them. I mean, they're pretty much ready. But right now, we're just going to go ahead and just take those off. They're nice and cool now. And we're just going to start working with that creative necklace making part now. So if you want, just go ahead and take your bag of beads here. You should have a total of 16 beads plus go ahead 2 charms. Choose of what you want to create with first. Let's do the big pendant, the big moon pendant. So let's see, just kind of mix and match. It's all fun. Just kind of mix it up and just kind of lay out ideally how you would want your pendant. So once you kind of picked out your layout that you would like for your bigger moon pendant here, we're going to go ahead and take our hemp cord and just kind of unravel it and untie it. Unravel your cord here, and once you've taken the end of your hemp cord here between your pointer finger and thumb, you're just going to want to extend it down your arm and measure about 2 inches below your wrist here. Just to kind of give it a nice good length. Put even more if you want, to be quite honest, but you don't want any shorter than this, because you can always make a necklace shorter, but you can't make it longer a lot of the times with this material. And then you're going to go ahead and want to loop the other end around and then match it to the bottom of the hemp cord end here. And I know I did this in the previous video where I forgot to mention scissors, but right now, if you've got to get your scissors, please do. I'm so sorry. I'll get better at this. And then just go ahead and snip off the end here, and then put the remaining parts of your hemp bundle. So now that you've got a good length here for your necklace, I'm going to go ahead and take the center bead that I had right here, and I'm just going to loop this in through the top. With you, of course, in the particular pattern that you want to make, feel free to kind of bead it as you would like, because my pattern is obviously going to look a little different than yours. But once you've got a bead, if you have a front bead like mine, and go ahead and loop it through, and you're going to want to take your moon pendant and just stick the hemp cord ends through here, and then take the looped end with the bead on it and bring the hemp cord ends up and through the loop here, and then just tighten it, and bring everything together. And for me, since I wanted the center bead, I'm going to space these 2 hemp strands out just to kind of even out the bead. So for me, I've got a nice bead on top. I'm just going to go ahead and lay that down. Bead everything on as you wish. As far as the charms, I think it's cool to kind of just put them on the edges of the moon. So just go ahead and loop your charms through and kind of just have them adorning the moon pendant, the top of the moon pendant, almost like a beautiful crown. See it that way. So put one of your charms through on one end. So I put my pendants on top there, but however, you can totally do yours however you feel you'd like to. And so once you've got the pendants put on, knot the hemp ends to secure the charms. onto your necklace strand. And then you've got that so far. And then as far as all the other beads, just kind of look at how your pattern is. So you'll say, like with your beads, maybe you've got your beads a good inch apart from each other. Whenever you put on beads, you want to create knots in between them. So let's say for mine, I want my green beads to start probably about a couple inches up. So I'm going to go ahead and knot one strand here to get it started, and it's about a couple inches up there. And then I'm going to do the same with the other side. Now matching sides can be tricky, so be careful to not tighten your knots too quickly. The way I like to do it is I like to make one knot and then kind of slowly, as I'm knotting the other strand, slowly match it up right by each other. Okay, so once you've got all of your beads all finished, all onto your strand, you will have your beautiful Lunaroma necklace creation. Now, as far as tying off the ends, you can feel free to either just tie them like a regular knot and then just snip off the ends, or you can do an adjustable cord where you take one side, let's say we'll take the right side, and tie it further down onto the left thing with the left hand side strand, kind of creating a single knot on the opposite strand here, and then just knotting that and tying it off. So you have a pretty good like adjustable necklace here. So once you've got that done, feel free to grab your essential oil and use that. Let's go ahead and just do the suede one and dig into that. So go ahead and unwrap your suede cord and put your smaller pendant in front of you. Now with this one, I would do the same measurement, honestly. So we'll do it to about the, from our fingertips down to our elbow. So pinching off here where our elbow is, just loop it back around and then snip it off here at the ends, just like you did with the hem cord. And this one, with the smaller ones, I think it's kind of cool to keep it simple, and suede cord just has a really neat, cool bohemian vibe. So whenever you have your smaller pendant and your suede cord loop, you want to go ahead and stick the looped part through the back here. And then when that loop comes up, you want to take your strands and bring them through the hoop and then up to tighten it along the loop pendant. And as simple as that, you have a really quick and easy and very simple Lunaroma necklace. Just tie that off. Just go ahead and tie it off here. And then create that adjustable knot if you want. Or just create a regular knot, whatever you like. And then you are all set. Now I really think that with this kit you can be as creative as you want with it. Let's say if you wanted to make a bracelet instead, you could totally just take, let's say, one of the smaller pendants and just maybe use a toothpick and just punch a couple holes in the side so that you can create a bracelet. So it's really kind of a versatile craft, but I wanted to show you kind of these two options to be able to give you that flexibility in what you want to create.